Hey, it's Matt Reed here, web development, digital marketing expert, doing a quick video today for you on domain names. So how to pick a domain name. You know, there's not many videos on this sort of stuff, but I think it's quite important that when you pick a domain name for your company, you choose the right one depending on obviously what you're doing. So there's a number of things we'll quickly go through that you need to consider when you are picking a domain name for your company. Now, if you are like me, for example, based here in New Zealand, when you're picking an extension with your .co.nz, .com, .eu, .de, wherever you are in the world, you've got to pick the right extension. Now, some people just think I'll have .com because it's the one that everyone knows, but you're better to have the extension relevant to your country or locality rather than just having .com. Like, for example, here in New Zealand, if I'm looking for a business in Google and I see they have a .com web address, then I'm going to assume they're probably international. They're not necessarily based in New Zealand. And I might want someone who's based in New Zealand. So you've got to make sure you pick the right extension. Now, if you do deal globally, then sure, pick a .com address, pick a .co, .net, whatever you like. But stick ideally to the one that your country is most commonly using, .com.au, .co.nz, whatever it might be. So register that. Now, secondly, you've got to consider spelling. How easy is it to spell your domain name? Is it a real simple word, or is it something a little more tricky? For example, because I love cars, I run a chauffeur business. Now, not everyone knows how to spell chauffeur. They do know how to spell limo. So I purchased my domain name with the word limo in it rather than chauffeur. And limo is also shorter to spell, quicker to spell, quicker to write out with the keyboard. So that leads me on to the next one. Pick something that is short as well. Now, if your company name is by default quite long, then hey, it is what it is. But if you can pick a domain name that is short or abbreviated, that's great. You know, if you're a building company and you've got a double barrel name, or you've got limited on the end of your company name, or whatever it might be, consider stripping some of those things back or abbreviating them. Just trying to think off on the fly here, team. If we picked a let's just make this up. Let's say I've got a building company called Matt Reed Building Co. Now, rather than having a domain name of Matt Reed Building Co.co.nz, again, it's a bit tricky. Is it co.co.nz or just .co? So rather than having Matt Reed Building Co.co.nz, I could abbreviate it to mrbuilding.co.nz, or mattreed.co.nz. That's my actual domain name, just FYI. Or whether I pick something shorter like that. So you've really got to think how you're going to do that, how you're going to pick your domain name. What you've also got to remember is that people, when they spell out, when they write out your email address, it needs to be short ideally as well. People don't want to have to email you every time and write out a massive long-winded domain name. So pick something that's easy to spell out, quick to spell, something that when you talk to someone on the phone, a prospective client, you want to make it easy for them to get in touch. They go, hey, what's your email? You go, it's info@mrbuilding.co.nz, rather than info@mattreedbuildingco, .co.nz, whatever, .com. Also, you've got to think about how things are spelt out. How things are spelt out. Whether, for example, my name's Matt Reed. I've got 2 T's in my name. Some Matts have 1 T. My last name's R-E-I-D, not R-E-A-D. So you've got to make sure you pick something that's easy to spell for people. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. If you haven't bought your domain name yet, think about what you're going to pick and pick it wisely. Make sure it's available. If you do want to have a name that's a bit if you do have a name that's a bit difficult to spell, then just simply buy the variations of that name. So if someone types in Matt Reed Building Co., but they spell it with 1 T, if you buy both of those domains, then you can't fail because people will email it and it'll still come through. Anyway, that's Matt, and I hope you found that helpful, and I hope to give you some more valuable content soon. Cheers.